Froglord are here with us today on D-Vlog, and this was meant to be an introducing, but it's no longer an introducing because I've noticed they've been around. This is their fifth album, and it's coming on May the 2nd. It's entitled Metamorphosis, and today I am talking to Froglord about this upcoming opus. Froglord, welcome to D-Vlog.
Hello, George. Thank you very much for having us. Lovely to be here.
Well, thanks for being here. Like I said, there's been five albums, a live album, 20
Mm,
releases in total.
Jeez.
Um,
Yeah.
so there's a lot there, and it all follows a narrative, I
Mm.
believe.
hmm Yeah.
So,
So,
can you tell us a bit more about this narrative for people who are just discovering you now?
of course. So the Froglord is an ancient Lovecraftian deity sent to the earth by the ancient ones, reborn every 10,000 years in the Mystic Swamp to restore the natural balance of the earth. And using the power of death ray vision or ectoplasmic slime, he will seek to wipe out any who oppose that balance of the force, the natural balance of the earth. And in the particular case of where we found Froglord being reborn at the beginning of the first album, that was not too long after the current date when humans have caused their blight of environmental terror across the land. So it's the Frog Lord coming to his power, finding his cult of worshippers, and putting rights to the world. Yeah, and then
Amazing.
as so the first trilogy. So we're doing this like the original trilogy for Amphibian Ascending, Mystic Toad, Army of Frogs, and then we went back to the prequel trilogy. So the prequels that we're currently at the moment, so 4, 5, and eventually album number 6. This deals with more Herman. So this little guy just over here. His
Oh,
metamorphosis, essentially from a human into the Mystic Toad, who is eventually becomes the spiritual advisor of the Frog Lord. So it's all very, very serious stuff, as I'm sure you can tell.
absolutely. Did you write the story first, or is the story evolving with the music?
I think they kind of just came out organically together at the same time. The so the origin of Froglord, it was back in 2020 during the lockdown era, and
Hmm.
during our 1 month government allowed physical exercise time, went out to explore some woods which was living near at the time. Found this big ass swamp there, and then it was about the right time of year where all the tadpoles were just hatching. Sorry, all the frog swarm was just hatching into tadpoles, and then I don't know. It just immediately sprung together this idea, the concept of the Frog Lord, and having you know a
Hmm.
daft musical project around that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, I'll get onto it later. I gather there is a more serious uh, end to this, which is something I'll get onto in a minute. So in the studio situation, I see you've got your friend there.
Hello.
Are you from the live band?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
are.
yeah.
So this is Cordata, our guitarist. So
Hello.
yeah, historically it has been a one frog operation, but now the rest of the bands they are taking a more active role in terms of the writing. The album that's coming out, Metamorphosis, that'll be the first one that's been more of a collaborative approach.
I see. I see. So, right now, as I say, I'm fairly new to the lore of the Frog Lord, but there is someone on our staff here who isn't
Okay. Oh
new
yeah.
at all. That's my other half and Queen, Nikki Hobbs, editor of our magazine. Now,
Of course.
she's
Yeah.
prepared for me some questions to ask you because she's
Nice.
more au fait with the whole Frog Lord concept. Right. So, Froglord's music has a signature fuzz-drenched swampy tone. She wants to know what gear do you use to achieve this? Are you big analog fiends, or is there modeling going on?
It's a bit of a. Do you want to take this?
Oh well, I mean, album-wise, it tends to be anything that's online.
Yeah,
You
so
know.
so all the recorded stuff is is
Yeah.
is very much in the box,
Yeah.
using all like amp emulators,
Mm.
impulse responses, all of that for all the guitar stuff. In terms of the live
Live is a
stuff,
bit different, so we do try and between myself and the bassist try and create this wall of sound,
Hmm.
essentially. So there is still digital tracks in the PAs and everything, and that's generally to try and get the nice high end of it. but we both make sure we're using our cabs as well for the hit of the air hitting you sort of sound as well.
Absolutely.
And then, yeah, if anyone is interested, most of my fuzz live is a Behringer Super Fuzz, a £20 pedal.
Yeah, can't go wrong with it.
That has apparently beaten every other fuzz pedal. According to Anderton's, has beaten every other fuzz pedal out there. So,
Mate, as a Behringer user myself for some stuff, I make electronic music, and some of the Behringer Roland copies are just like, seriously, I've owned the Rolands, and these Behringers are just as good. And I hate to say that, but I don't hate to say that. I mean, we've been making copy guitars forever. So
exactly. Look at it that way. And we've just got a Behringer mixer as well for our in-ears live. So it's just like, and we was just saying earlier how like it's a game changer, the mixer, honestly.
We are not sponsored by Behringer, but you know,
but we do love Behringer.
we love them too.
Yeah.
And Christ knows musicians need something that's affordable these days. So
Yeah.
absolutely. So Nikki's second question is, how do you balance the psychedelic doom and stoner rock effects whilst keeping it cohesive? So how do you get that through line with all of your influences and making it a whole?
That's a really tough one. That's a great question.
That's why she's the editor.
I don't know if there's an actual there's a asserted effort behind it to actually achieve that. It does fall naturally a little bit.
Nice.
But with at least with the recorded stuff, having Froglord been a one frog project for the most part up to this point, it's been quite an effort to be able to keep it controlled and focused without. I mean, all the albums, if you do listen to any of the back catalogue, they've very much got their own distinctive thing, and that's a fallout of just being by myself. Like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to do it like this time around. So yeah. I think we have naturally evolved that sort of being able to draw from a wide range of sounds, and then in a fashionable sense try and make that as cohesive as possible.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that drags me on to the next question that she's done four. Her next question is, how has your sound evolved since your first release, would you say?
Well, I mean, the first ever EP, The Froglord Cometh, it was written in 2 afternoons, and it was genuinely made as a bit of a low effort shitpost, as like a haha silly doom band about frog. So I think just naturally over time, you know, as it started to gain a bit more momentum, like after that first release, it was like, maybe there's something to this frog gimmick. A couple of people listened to it, and it snowballs a little bit from then. And just as the project grows, so does your the actual all the nuances of like the sound who you're growing and so all that. That doesn't really specifically answer the question, but drastically.
Well, that works. And her last question is back onto my questions after this. Cheers, Nikki. If Froglord were to collaborate with another artist, who would be your dream pick? And that goes to both of you.
I've got one, if that's all.
So
there's a guy over in America, and he actually comes to the UK soon, I think. It's a really weird mix, so hear me out on this. But aesthetically, it probably worked really well together. Whether musically it does is a different conversation, but you could make it work.
Who are we talking about?
Is a guy called Witches.
Yeah.
I would love to collaborate with that guy. It's like I love his aesthetic. I love the sound that he's going for. It's a really dark sort of down tempo trance sound, and it's just like, yeah, if we could, that would be an interesting mix. Anyway, to my
awesome.
Opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So, question back at you.
I think Bjork. Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be amazing, mate.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear her do a doom track.
Yeah, get some weird stuff out of that. Actually, yeah.
She did a track with Carcass once.
Did she?
Yep.
I'm not aware of that. I'll have to listen to that after this. That's fantastic.
It's out there. It's Isabel. Carcass did. They called it a remix, but essentially they just played it and put her vocals on top.
Oh, right, nice.
Check it out. Very good.
Yeah, definitely. Sick.
So, do you think, like, getting back to your sound, I mean, it seems to be a really good vehicle for your storytelling is this swampy sound. So Was that like an artistic move to have it sound like kind of swampy and do? I suppose it's the only sort of music that would really fit with this thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
right
mean,
now.
I, but at the same time, you get more sort of like, like Delta bluesy kind of stuff, which that's
Mm,
always like been somewhat of an influence. I feel that's sort of like, deep South America kind of vibe, which is, down in the bayou. It's kind of what
yes.
we're trying to go for every show to feel like that you're wandering lost and confused through a swamp in the middle of the night, and you come across an amphibian cult reciting the words to uh, their swamp deity.
Amazing. Love
Yeah.
it. So is this like affinity for like Delta blues and stuff like that? What led you to cover Aerosmith's Sweet Emotion?
There's not really too much of a story behind that. We were on a drive back from, I think it was Plymouth, the show out there,
Yeah, I think so.
and then we just had some random playlist on, and then Sweet Emotion came on, and I thought that's a cool song. I want to do a cover of it. I wish that
Fair
was more
enough.
of an interesting story. It was so the album prior to this, Sons of Froglord. For that, we did a cover of "Born on the Bayou" by Creedence Clearwater, and that was
Nice.
very much a deliberate
Yeah.
attempt at it felt very much part of it, even fitted in quite nicely with the storyline of that album.
Oh,
um
perfect.
but yeah, whereas Sweet Emotion, that was just like, yeah, that riff sounds like it could be
Yeah,
really sick if you like stick it through a Behringer Super Fuzz.
more or less, exactly that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
genuinely. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Getting on to the serious stuff that I was going to talk, I hinted at earlier. I understand you're a keen environmentalist, and to date, Froglord has raised over 3 grand for various environmental charities. Can you tell me more about how you did this and the causes involved?
Yeah, cool, man. So the main one we've worked with so far is a charity called Save the Frogs, which is the world's largest amphibian wetland based conservation conservation charity. Sorry, and I've done a bit of work for them, like probably like 15 years before Froglord even started, and then once started doing Froglord, it just like I suddenly remembered this like little bit of charity stuff I've done them before. Felt like a natural thing to do. I've very much got a strong environmental background, both in like academic and working life. So it's always been one of those things at the back of my mind where if any music project was to even gain a little bit of attention, I want to use that as a vehicle for being able to fund something
That's amazing.
greater than ourselves. Yeah, and yeah,
Absolutely.
the actual charity themselves, Save the Frogs, like they're absolutely fantastic work. They do some amazing stuff. And one thing I absolutely love about them, they're so transparent as well with like where all the money and everything goes, which
Mm,
um, a lot of charities, you naturally turn a skeptical eye about it. If charity worked, it wouldn't exist in the first place. But there are some good ones out there.
yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I'm glad you brought that up because it's something, I mean, my band has done bits and pieces and stuff. It's usually cancer charities we do stuff for.
Mm.
Mind you, Sea Shepherd's a big one for me.
Oh,
And
okay,
um,
nice.
and once again, they're very transparent about where their money goes, a
Mm.
Sea Shepherd. So I always think it's kind of good to do your research on the charities because
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want some guy getting rich off it, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, and the guy, his name slips me in it, the CEO of Save the Frogs, but I've been like back and forth a couple of times with him in the past. So when we did the Save the Frogs EP, which is what raised the three
Mm,
grand, and he was super chill, just like back and forth, like talking nice and easy, which I think that's yeah, that was a super crucial part of it as well. The fact that you're just talking to the head of this
mm.
charity here, and he was chill about
Yeah.
it. He could have been just like, oh, here's some that was still when Froglord was super in its infancy. He could have very much just been like, who's these fucking
Mm.
weirdos over here? Like, whatever, man.
Yeah, integrity means so much in music and in charities and in everything. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. So was it through your charity work previous to Froglord that your fascination with amphibious life began, or has that always been a constant?
Do you know, it was never. It's this kind of reoccurring thing that keeps cropping up in my life unintentionally. Like I've never actively gone towards frogs. They've never been like my favorite animal as such. I fucking love frogs. Obviously, I wouldn't have started a band called Froglord if I didn't. but it's one of those things where like Frog. I think after 2 years after Froglord had been going, I'd sort of realised like, oh shit, wait, there's all this stuff over the years that I've like gone back to over the time. With the charity stuff or like working in some conservation stuff, amphibian based, where it's just like, oh yeah, maybe there's something to it. It's not just a daft little gimmick, is it?
Yeah, maybe it was your calling.
Maybe, yeah.
Absolutely. So, with the album coming out, is there inevitable tour plans? Is there anything happening? Gigs?
Yeah, May-wise, we're looking pretty busy to fair, aren't we?
Yeah,
Um,
busiest month so far this year.
which super excited. So it's mostly around the UK we're doing. So I'm not going to list everything off. You can, if people want to go onto our socials, feel so compelled. We're going all the way down from actually. Fuck it. Let's say we've got Bristol, York, Birmingham, other way around, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Newcastle, London, Leicester, Bridgewater. There's some other ones in there somewhere. We're playing a few places, but
Nice.
we're playing London Desert Fest as well, which is one that we're
Oh, killer.
like so excited for that, man.
Yeah.
That was
You've done that one before, haven't you?
no, it's our
Haven't
first
you?
time, man. No, it's first
Ooh.
time.
I thought
We're,
I'd seen your name on a poster once, but it's probably because you fit in so well. I figured you must have done
cheers, man.
it.
It's honestly such a massive privilege when the email
Oh,
came
yeah.
through them offering the spot for us. So it's like we're going to be headlining the Dev on the Saturday as well. So it's
Awesome.
such a massive honor from them. Like when Froglord first started, I think for all of us it was somewhat of a pipe dream. As with most bands, you sort of start around like, oh, this is like just maybe play a couple of local gigs and stuff. And
Yeah, for sure.
You've got a very devoted following, though. I noticed on your Spotify you're up to like 13,500 listeners a month or something.
I
And
think I think the name does help, to be honest, because it's one of those things where people see it and they're like, what the fuck is this all about?
well, I know you were requested actually. When sometimes we get bands that are requested, and you've been requested a couple of times. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely right. My final question, and this is a question I've asked everybody this year, and we're going to make a playlist out of it by the end of the year.
All right.
I didn't think this one through when I came up with this idea in January that I'm going to have like several hundred interviews to go through. But right, imagine if you will, the Board of Education have come to you and said, we would like one track by any artist, any genre, that you would put on the national curriculum for a young formative youth to listen to before he goes off into the big wide world. So, as he's just on the cusp of 18, what track do you think would set him up for life? Him or her?
That is a fantastic question.
Bloody hell.
That is phenomenal. I love that.
Going to have to think on that.
Any genre.
Christ.
I'm immediately drawn to one song. I'll say that while you're having it mull over.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm conflicted now thinking about it. It's a toss-up. So the serious answer, I mean, they're both serious, but the serious one would be Simple Man by Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Nice.
I feel that's got some pretty powerful messages in there. But then I think maybe on this playlist there's going to be a few people who do, good heartfelt songs. So I think it'll have to be Rock Lobster by the B-52s.
Wow, that's a good. I've had everything on this. Like I've had black metal bands say like Adele.
Nice.
It's just mental.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be the most insane playlist if this gets put together, man.
that's what I plan. And for yourself, sir.
Oh God, I'm still thinking about it. I mean, I want to go for something by Rage Against the Machine. I feel like that's something any good for a young youth, innit? Like,
Oh yeah.
just like coming out of like college or something, and just like
fill them with more anger and hate than they already have.
Like, fuck society. It's not the government. Do you know what I mean? That's just me in my youth, obviously. That one.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ, that's such a difficult question. Actually, there's so many I could choose from. I'm just gonna. Actually, no. Beastie Boys, Fight for Your Right to Party.
Yes. First vote for Beastie Boys. Yes.
Straight up.
I am all over that. Yeah, definitely.
Wait,
definitely.
you say it's first vote for Beastie Boys. Can I guess then that wasn't the first vote for the B-52s? Have you had like
wasn't the first vote? No, that was the first vote for B-52s.
I was going to say, like,
But
imagine
not
if
Rage
you had
Against the Machine.
20 other people saying
Right, I don't
B-52s.
want Rage
That'd be
Against the Machine. Then
fantastic.
just stick to Beastie Boys. Fight for your right to party.
Yeah. And it's
100%.
it's so obvious, man. I spoke to a punk band the other day who said "Hurry Up Harry" by the Sham 69, which is we're going down the pub, you
Yeah,
know,
brilliant.
which I thought, yeah, if you're 18, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
You could have
Oh.
Common Eileen as well if you really wanted to.
Jesus Christ. Settle down.
Right, Froglord. It's been an education, mate. And
Thank you.
the album is out, as I say, on May the 2nd, and it's brilliant. You should listen to it, everybody. Right, thank you for being with me today.
Thank you
No
so much
worries,
for
thank
having
you
us,
very
George.
much.
Amphibious blessings upon you.
Bio Superfuzz.